Welcome to the 4 Pillars of Men's Health, a podcast of resources for restoring vigor and vitality, bringing you top influencers in the men's health arena, case studies of men who have succeeded and how they did it, and cutting-edge teaching on men's health issues from America's leading men's health guru, Dave Skattum. Get ready to take steps towards good health. Here's your host, Dave Skattum.
Hey, welcome back to the 4 Pillars of Men's Health, the Ironman edition. This is part 4. And so glad you're with me today, talking about this important form of exercise. And today, I'm really excited about today. It's about creating a new you. Do you realize that your outer layer of skin, there's many layers of skin, but your outer layer of skin replaces itself every 35 days. Your stomach lining inside your belly replaces itself every 4 days. That's incredible. But listen to this. Your brain replaces itself every 60 days. And get this, your entire body is all new every 5 to 7 years. That's an amazing thing. And my point with that is that it's not that clear cut, but my point is that you can create a new you. And it is possible to do that. And you might not be able to do like the full Ironman. Maybe you don't want to do the full Ironman. Maybe you don't even want to be in triathlon. But there are ways that you can change yourself to make yourself over again and new again. And that's why I'm so excited about today's program about creating a new you. And we're going to dive into some strategies that will help you on your way to creating a new you. And just a little caveat before we start, on my list of things, I have 10 things that we're going to go through, but kind of like an umbrella thing. I'm assuming that to create a new you, you have to be eating well. You have to be eating nutritious food. You have to be thinking good, accurate thoughts. You have to be out getting physical exercise, which this is focused on around our triathlon. And your spiritual life has to be in alignment for all these things to gel, for all these things to work. And another thing about it too, I mean, if you're to the point where, you've got severe diabetes or you've had strokes and heart attacks, things like that, you can improve yourself in a physical sense and a spiritual sense and an emotional sense. But there's a point where you have pushed it too far and, you're not going to be able to get full recovery. And that's why I hope so many young guys pick up on my stuff here and catch themselves before they end up severely damaging their body. And, so there is a point where you could push yourself too far and you've done too much negative stuff, and there's just no return from that. Not 100%. You can return from, but not 100%. But your body is amazing. Your spiritual life is amazing. Your emotions and your mental life are all amazing things that can be changed and be made new. And so that's why I'm so excited about today's program, because I'm going to take you through 10 steps and strategies that you can take that will help you create a new you. So let's just jump right into this whole process of, how do you create a new you? And you can take these principles and apply them to all areas of your life and anything you want to do. But I'm going to assume that you're listening because you want to get involved in triathlon and Ironman. And I'm going to focus this around that. And, so just be aware of that. But you can apply these principles to, any area of success that you want to be successful in your life. You can apply those to any area like that. So the first one I want to talk about is having laser focused belief and a laser focused purpose. And I'm going to assume that today you want to get involved in triathlon. So that has got to be your laser focused purpose and your laser focused dream over the next period of time, whatever you choose, whatever shape you want to get into, wherever you're starting from, how far you want to go, how fast you want to get, all those things determines how much time it's going to take. And one of my favorite authors and one of my favorite motivational speakers, I consider him the father of modern day self-motivation, self-improvement. His name was Napoleon Hill. And his writings were, one of his most famous book was Think and Grow Rich. And I know that, there's many kinds of riches. And when we hear the word rich, we think of money, but there's all kinds. You can be rich physically. I mean, I feel rich because I can go out and run pretty much as far as I want to. I can swim, I can bike, that makes me feel rich in that area of my life. But he talked about one of his primary principles of Napoleon Hill is having a major definite purpose. So many of us get distracted and sidetracked with bunny trails and different things that we want to accomplish in our life. And he said it's critical that you get dialed in and you have one thing on the front burner. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing all the time. That's what you're focused around. And I want to recommend that you check this book out. It's from the Napoleon Hill Foundation. It's called Think and Grow Rich. And it's basically just a manual for getting yourself dialed in to find that major definite purpose. And then it goes through and you have monthly schedules. You actually write down your major definite purpose. So you could write down in here, I want to do this triathlon on this date. Here's the time I want to have on my swim. Here's the time I want to have on my bike. And here's the time I want to have on my run. And you can write that right in here. And then from there, you start strategizing. You get a plan and a vision and all those things. And there's diaries in here. There's monthly plans. There's daily plans. There's weekly plans. This is an excellent book. And you can get this from the Napoleon Hill Foundation, Think and Grow Rich. It's just a manual for helping you find your way. And it's called Performance Plans and Goal Achievement System. And like I did before, I'll put a link to this in the notes here. Another thing just specific to triathlon, and I wouldn't try and do both of these probably, but Joe Farrell has another book. I showed in the last session, we talked about the triathlete's Bible, but this is a diary, and this is based on his book. So if you got into his book, this training manual is so good, and it just dials you into exactly what you need to do to get to that goal that you have for your triathlon. So I would check those things out, and I'll put these in the notes so you can find them. But the main thing I want to say is if you're going to do this, you got to have a major definite purpose, and that will keep you on the road to success. The second thing, keep your beliefs well managed and under control. Now, if you're like me, I'm kind of a dreamer, big visionary guy. And sometimes I end up with this big, huge thing that I can't manage and I can't handle. And I get discouraged and then I walk away from stuff. So it's important to believe in yourself, but it's also important to have your beliefs well managed and in a way that you know that you can accomplish those things that you need to get done. So have a laser focus. And then keep your beliefs well managed and under control. The third thing is create a vision and a strategy. I remember when I was in high school, I wrestled on the wrestling team, and my coach was big into us envisioning things. And so he would say to us, or all of the team, he'd say, you guys, picture yourself up on the podium in first place at the state competition. And feel how good that would be for you to be there. And I would like to encourage you to do the same thing. Picture yourself When we get done with these Ironman triathlon thing, they have the podiums. And so picture yourself up there in first place and just imagine how good you feel after completing that all your workouts, all that training, and then standing up on that podium in first place. That would be amazing. And then what you do is you say, okay, here's the date of that, and here's where I'm at, and here's the time frame that I have. What steps do I need to take to get up on that podium? And you just work backwards. And you find out where you're at today, and then you have a plan for tomorrow. You have a plan for next week. You have a plan for next month. You have a plan for next year because you know exactly what path you're going to go. So get a vision, have a strategy, and then just start choosing the steps. Number 4, just start choosing the steps that you're going to take. What are you going to do today? What can you do today? Can you go find a coach? Can you get up early tomorrow morning and start lifting weights or going out on a run or getting on your bike or going swimming? Maybe today is the day that you can start working on your training plan. So take some steps that you need to get to that place where you want to go. Number 5, be specific and have measurable goals. Don't say in 5 years, I want to be up on the podium, and then do nothing. You gotta have measurable goals. You gotta have a challenge in front of you. You have to make them specific. And these 2 books, the Training Diary and Think and Grow Rich, the Performance Planner, will help you do that. Set goals, set plans, get plans going. And then number 6, just get started. Just do it. Be Nike and get going on this. Just take some steps, get moving, and you'll be surprised, just one step after another, how much you're going to enjoy the journey and how long of a time and actually how short it'll be when you look back over the time that you spent doing these things. Here's another one. As you're focused and creating a new you, here's another one that I just don't think this can be left out of this list. And it's always, always, always be thankful. And there's just so much power in being positive and being thankful for what you have and for where you're at in life. And there's just so much power in that. And never go through a day without spending some time just pondering and contemplating the goodness that's in your life. And sometimes at some points it's harder than others, but never skip a day where you're not being thankful for the things that you have. All right. And then the other one is we all slip up and we all, make mistakes. We all, don't get what we want as fast as we want. But this next one, number 8, hold yourself accountable. So if you slip up, take note of that. What happened? Did you overload yourself? Did something come up in your personal life? Did you have some family issues that happened? And you just couldn't do the workout. You couldn't get to the coach's meeting or whatever it is. But just make a note of that. Now, don't take a hammer and smash yourself over the head unless you really need that. Some of us need that. But don't get so down on yourself that you just back away from all this. Say, forget this stuff. I'm not moving forward with this. I'm over it. But hold yourself accountable. Find out what happened and move forward from there. Make plans, adjustments in your plan. All right? And then the 9th thing is, like we talked about in one of our first sessions, use affirmations. I can't tell you how important that is for me. You've got to change your self-talk. You've got to say to yourself, I can do this. I'm a powerful person. You have to say that to yourself. Otherwise, you play those old recordings that your great-great-great-grandfather and his dad before him started up in his mind. And it's just a repetitive and it's just hard to get out of those things. You've got to use affirmations. And then the 10th thing is keep a journal. And that's why I really like both of these The athlete's train plan and the performance planner both have a place in there where you can write down what's going on, what worked well today, what didn't, what do I need to improve on. So if you can do those things, those 10 things, I'll have these listed in our show notes, but have a laser focus. Keep your beliefs manageable, but have beliefs. Create a vision and a strategy. Choose the steps that you're going to take. Be specific and have measurable goals and just get started. Plus, be thankful for what you have. Hold yourself accountable when you slip, and we all slip. It's okay. As part of the journey, learn from it. All right. And then use affirmations and keep a journal. And if you do these things over a period of time, you're going to transform your body into a lean, mean Ironman machine. And you're going to be so much better off. Your attitude's going to be better. You're going to feel so much better about yourself. And you're going to be able to keep up with those grandkids if you need to, or run down the road if you need to, or whatever. You're going to be in so much better shape than you were before you started this journey. So thank you so much for being with us on this section and creating a new you. And I know you could do it. And again, if you need help with any of this stuff, go to my website, schedule an appointment with me. I'll be glad to spend a few minutes with you talking about your situation, where you're at. Our next and last session of the 5-session series, besides the Brian Grasky interview, which you gotta see, make sure you watch that and listen to it. He's an incredible guy, and man, if you need help with triathlon, he's your guy. Get a hold of that guy. But the next step, the 5th of the 5-part series, is on building a team. And you can't do this by yourself. I couldn't. And I don't think the Lone Ranger did it by himself either. He always had Tonto. They always have somebody helping them. And you got to have some help. And I have some great ideas from my own personal experience about who you need on your team to make you successful. And so thank you for joining us. And until next time, start implementing these 10 steps into practice. And start right now. Start right now and do something on this. And it's going to make you a new you. All right? So until next time, I'm looking forward to hearing about the new you.
You've been listening to the 4 Pillars of Men's Health with Dave Skattum. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit the4pillarsofmenshealth.com.